Ay, 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 Venezuela, mi risa.
So, gather round my family and friends. Our ambassador is here to spill the beans on corporate news agencies. You see, they're like that friend who only tells you about what you did wrong, ignoring all your good deeds. They tend to focus only on the US government's perspective, leaving poor Venezuela in the shadows. This one-sided reporting is like trying to watch a movie with only half the screen working. It can skew global perceptions of the vibrant Venezuelan culture. Now, shifting gears a bit, our ambassador stresses the importance of hearing from the people of Venezuela. It's like asking for a family recipe, but only listening to the dog. Cute, but not quite what you need. Mainstream media often misses out on these voices. By tuning into diverse sources, we can get a more balanced view, much like adding a twist to that overcooked spaghetti dish in the kitchen. And let me tell you, the ambassador isn't holding back. He argues that to really grasp a country's situation, one must look at all sides, much like deciding whether it's a sunny day outside or if you should head out in snow boots. He takes a jab at Western media for not painting a complete picture. I mean, come on guys, it's like trying to bake a cake, but forgetting the frosting. But wait, there's more. The media loves to focus on the drama, overlooking the fantastic things happening in Venezuela, like its high literacy rates and access to healthcare. It's like only talking about what went wrong at a family reunion and completely ignoring Aunt Betty's award-winning potato salad. This selective reporting can really twist public perception in a negative direction. Now, despite the bumps in the road, President Maduro has some fans holding up signs in big public gatherings.
Of Caracas, we dance in the sun, with our letters in hand, our day's just begun. Hugo's gone, but the jokes they remain. Laughter's our way to tackle the pain. Ay, 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 Venezuela, mi risa. Laugh to the tears, it's our only visa. With tres and maracas, we play through the strife. Life is a party in this colorful life.
Chanting for peace. It's a bit like watching a group of kids cheer for their favorite team at a soccer match. This enthusiasm shows a real desire among Venezuelans for stability and democracy, like wanting a calm family dinner instead of a food fight. But here's the kicker. Venezuela faces organized violence. Think of it as a really bad episode of a soap opera, with attacks on public services that shake things up. Many citizens are out there, waving peacefully in support of their government, hoping to counter this chaotic script. It's like trying to put out a fire with a garden hose, but they're giving it their all. The Maduro government brings up a spicy topic: the US and its long history of intervention in Latin America. This isn't just your typical family argument over who gets the last piece of pizza. This historical context is serious business and showcases their current concerns like a dramatic plot twist in a gripping novel. Venezuela's constitution, birthed from extensive public debate, is like a family treasure map. It boldly states that the country's oil wealth should be used for the community's benefit instead of being whisked away by foreign hands. Who wouldn't want to keep the chocolate from the cookie jar for themselves? Now, let's not forget the tango between the Maduro administration and the US and multinational companies. Talk about a real-life tug-of-war. They allege these companies are trying to seize Venezuela's treasures like oil, gold, and strategic minerals. It's a geopolitical game of musical chairs, and everyone wants a seat. Moving on, Venezuela's economy is dancing to the oil tune, but there's a big push for diversification into agriculture and manufacturing. It's like trying to teach a goldfish how to play fetch, challenging, yet necessary. This dependency on oil can be tricky when global prices go on one of their roller coaster rides. In the not-so-distant past, Venezuela was grappling with poverty, with a whopping 65% of folks living below the poverty line in 1999. When President Chavez rolled in, he aimed to tackle these issues with constitutional reforms, like rearranging the furniture to make the house feel more inviting. Of course, when oil prices take a nosedive, it puts a strain on the budget, and providing essential services becomes a game of musical chairs.
In Merida, the mountains, they touch the skies. We drink papelon con limon, no mind. Dance on the rooftops, hide from spirits high like a jug of good cane. Ay, 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 Venezuela, mi risa. Love to the tears, it's our only visa. With cuatro guitars, we sing through the night. A fiesta of joy under the moonlight.
Now, let's dive into history. Venezuela's economy was so tightly tied to oil production that any sabotage attempts to prevent diversification were more common than finding your TV remote in the couch cushions. This pattern of intervention has been dancing through the years, and it's quite the tangled tale. Despite having no international debt, impressive right, Venezuela still faces low ratings from financial agencies. It seems like politics can play a nasty game of charades with economic perceptions, making it tough to drum up the growth they deserve. A little bit of a head-scratcher, if you ask me. International forums like CELAC and ALBA step in like superhero sidekicks, offering crucial support to Venezuela. Especially as pressures from US-influenced organizations loom large, this kind of regional solidarity is a heartwarming story of unity, like a family coming together for a potluck. And let's not forget the ongoing struggle for peace in Venezuela, which is like trying to get the kids to play nice in the sandbox. They're committed to respecting national sovereignty and countering external threats from organizations like the Organization of American States. Talk about keeping the peace. Finally, Maduro's government is in the process of crafting a brand new constitution through a constituent assembly. It's kind of like redecorating the living room, emphasizing the need for peaceful negotiation and a democratic process to tackle Venezuela's political challenges. Let's hope they don't forget the snacks this time.
So, picture this. Our brave travelers gear up for an epic quest from Colombia to Venezuela. You'd think it's a walk in the park, right? Well, hold on to your hats because navigating those border controls is like trying to find a parking spot at a family reunion. Challenging, to say the least. And yes, they were part of Mercosur, but let's just say it didn't come with a VIP pass. After several adventures and maybe a few questionable snack choices, they hopped on a public bus, ready to conquer the next leg of their journey. Now, upon arrival in Maracaibo, it's quieter than a library on a Sunday, I tell you. Seriously, it looked more deserted than a ghost town in a Western movie. You could practically hear crickets chirping. The travelers gazed around, noting the numerous abandoned houses and ruins. It was like a sad episode of a home renovation show where nobody bothered to show up. This emptiness really reflected some serious migration trends. People just packed up and left, and if the houses could talk, they would probably be saying, "Anyone want to rent?" And here's where it gets really interesting. The official currency is the bolivar, but you'd better be ready to whip out your US dollars when it comes time to eat or crash at a hotel. Sounds like a fun game of Monopoly, right? Prices are listed in dollars, which feels a bit like being in Atlantis. Everything is there, but you can't quite grasp it. So, our travelers learned quickly that in Maracaibo, they'd better keep an eye on their wallets because this unique economic situation could turn a simple meal into a treasure hunt.
Welcome to Valencia, the fourth most expensive city in Venezuela. It's so pricey here that even the local pigeons carry little price tags. It's often nicknamed Little Troy, not because of the wooden horse, but because of its mighty industrial contributions. And let me tell you, these factors can really affect the living standards and economy. So, it's like putting your wallet on a roller coaster ride. Now, speaking of mobility, Valencia boasts a transportation system that would make even the most impatient of us smile. With a metro system that rolled out in 2006 and a BRT service to boot, getting around is as easy as pie. Unless, of course, you happen to be navigating through traffic on a Friday. This fabulous infrastructure isn't just for getting from point A to point B. It's a key player in boosting economic growth, too. Talk about a win-win. And let's not forget about the sports. Valencia has one of the most modern baseball stadiums in the whole country. It's practically a celebrity in its own right. This place is known for its love of sports, especially basketball and baseball. You can feel the excitement in the air as families gather to cheer on their teams, fostering community engagement. It's a wonderful place where fans can bond over hot dogs and home runs. Now, that's what I call family fun. Did you know that the Lunar New Year has been given a gold star by UNESCO? That's right. It's officially part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. So, forget that little dance with a broom.